What's going on with AAA family? It's your boy Coach Smook here with another episode of Chatting with Coach Smook. Tonight, we got our fall camp series. We're opening up the phone lines, discussing all the hot topics, all the things that you want to talk about and hear about, the news that you need to know. But before we do that, make sure you like the stream, make sure you share the content, and make sure you subscribe to the channel. Turn on your notifications. Make sure you don't miss any of the coverage and the live content that we'll be producing around Alabama football this season. I appreciate you for supporting, and while you're here, think about becoming a member of the AAA family by joining and becoming a member of our YouTube channel. It's real easy to do so. We'll show you how to do it in the show. But for now, let's get into the show. Somebody type it in the chat. Say, put me in the game, Coach Smook. Let's get into it. Yes, let's go. Appreciate everybody for pulling up this evening. What we got music playing at? Let's get it, chat today, man. Post-practice report with your boy Coach Smook. Welcome in. Make sure you come in, hit the thumbs up button, hit your... Okay, I'm like, whoa, what's going on? Hey, y'all... I'm like, what do we got going on here, chat? I'm like, whoa, what is going on? Like, somebody trying to AI me. Somebody tried to AI me, man. I was like, what is going on? We got the wrong practice footage up. That's the live stream from yesterday. Let me get the right video up, y'all, in the background. We got the post-practice footage from yesterday that I wanted in here. I'm like, what in the world? There it is. Let me stop playing around, man. There it is right there. Give it up for me, man. I'm all over the place. Long day. I'm like, man, what in the world? I'm looking at the footage in the background. I'm like, everything looks set up right. But anyways, that's what happens. You get some technical difficulties every now and then. But welcome in, everybody. Appreciate y'all for tapping in. If you're over on the TikTok side, continue to tap that screen. If you're on YouTube, hit the like button as you come in, man. We hit some crazy like goals the last few lives. Give it up for yourselves. Been hitting that like goal like crazy, man. Y'all been actually helping us do some quality stuff. We're hitting that like button, dropping your comments as you come in. Let me know where you're watching from. The chat interaction, the chat rate is what really pushes us in the algorithm. So if y'all want to really help us continue to grow the family, continue to hit that like button, drop your comments, let me know where you're watching from. Share the content. And tonight, we're going to get into it, man, talking some post-practice reports. But first, before we dive into our analysis of everything, or before we dive into it, break it down from what we got from practice, I'm just going to give an overall synopsis of what type of reports we're getting from practice. But before that, I want to acknowledge everybody here in the YouTube chat with a roll call, man. Let's do a roll call check-in real quick with the AAA family, man. Y'all tap in, drop a comment. Let me know where you watching from, man. I'm excited, y'all. The season is literally like, we got this Saturday coming up. Then we got week 0 Saturday, which is next Saturday. And then Alabama kicks off against Eastern Carolina against ECU in Tuscaloosa, Alabama at 3 p.m. I think we play at 3 p.m. that day, don't we? Jordan, what time we play? You know, Jordan no kickoff time. That's Mr. $1 Million marching band right there. Appreciate you for pulling up, though, Miss K. That's Bay. What's good? Bring it up. Roll Tide. Let's go, my guy Russell McDaniel popping in the chat. What's good, Russ? How you doing today? Roll Tide, man. Let's go. Give it up for Russ. Bama Gump, I see you in the chat. What's good? Roll Tide. I see you. Hey, all my Montgomery Bama fans, y'all better stop pulling up, man. We got the boy been doing this personal training thing at the gym, MA Fitness downtown Madison. Y'all need to come rock with. You trying to get right, come rock with. What's up, D Martin, my boy? Roll Tide. Good to see you in the chat. Yes, sir. My guy Sully, he said, what's goody, everybody? Roll Tide, Sully. Good to see my bro, man. Noonan, Georgia, check me in. Brian Lewis, what's good, Brody? Roll Tide. Let's go, man. Urban Essence is in the building. Roll Tide. Good to see you. The elegant Urban Essence. Yo, what up, Coach? We talking in the building. Yes, sir. Right up the street. My boy said he right up the street. Roll Tide, man. Roll Tide 706. Oh, where in the 706? I got Will Martin checking in. Will posted on Twitter for the first time in a while. That's the notification I got in Twitter earlier today. Shout out to everybody for tapping in. Appreciate y'all for pulling up. You're on the Coach Smook Network. And if you're coming in just now, you're on TikTok, you're on Facebook, you're on Twitter, you're on Twitch, you're on Kick. What else we on? If you're on any of those other platforms, drop a comment. We can see all comments, reactions on Facebook and YouTube, right? And that's it. That's it. Just drop comments, interact, and we want to acknowledge you on this hour and a half show that we're going to be live in front of you tonight. Thank y'all for tapping in. Again, give it up for yourselves. And now, let me get my little breakdown before we get into Coach KANE Wommacks interview. I just want to give y'all everything that I got reported. Y'all, you want me to tell you how serious it's been for your boy, having to only be using one phone? I done became a long runner. I be writing stuff down in notebooks, y'all. Is that good or bad? Y'all don't laugh. Is that a good thing? It is. No, because I ain't have my cool little scout, handy dandy scouting notebook. I gotta find that. I got a little scout notebook so I can look official when I be talking to my sources and stuff, or like if I be with them, I pull that thing out. Because pulling the phone out will get you in trouble sometimes. Just whip that thing out. You man, for real though, you with that handy dandy notebook out, you just like and start writing on that mug. I got the pen. The pen look official. I be like, oh really? And I get to jotting stuff down. I'm like, he did. So, but now I had to do it in the notebook that they had to do one of these while I, you know what I'm saying? So, all right, let's get to it, man. What's good, Doug? Good to see you in the chat, man. Y'all give it up for everybody pulling up live right now. Andalusia checking in. What's good, Andalulu? I used to have to go down there for drill, man. There ain't nothing down there in Andalusia. They probably got some stuff now, but 2009, 2010, man, it was one little spot, little diner spot. They had the most basic wings. That was the best wings you could get in Andalusia, man. Or at where the little hotel we stayed at, it was the only spot close by. That in the old school Little Caesars before it got revived. Yeah. My boy Justin Temple said, what did I think about GA this year? Man, GA, bro. What you mean? You come into a Bama stream talking about GA, man? GA, bro. GA, man. Golly. Coming in here doing stuff like that. Justin, what the wrong with you, man? You know better than to come in here and ask about mother GA on a Bama day? Come on, bro. Anyways, Bama post practice, y'all. Today, we got some crazy good reports from the defense. I love the fact that the narrative is defense continuing to kind of like win the days as far in a sense as being consistent, growing, continuing to build depth, allowing guys to develop. You're hearing about new names popping up every day. And it's not due to injuries. That's the big thing. We haven't seen any crazy injuries on the defensive side for the most part. And for the most part, this hasn't been a crazy injury camp. Knock on wood, you know. God forbid I start talking crazy like another creator and we just start having a crazy. But I do want to say, like, for the most part, I talked about this like day 2, day 3 of camp, where there was an intentionalness. Players were acknowledging the fact that, you know, even though they're being physical, they're trying to take care of each other, right? And so within doing that, you get to see a different level of or a different level of focus when you're trying to still be physical, develop in your physicality and your aggression, still trying to form tackle, still trying to play game like speed and take care of the offense. And when you're able to do that, you're not coming away with a lot of injuries. I know that the Crowell injury, was pre-Bama, pre-enrollment, right? That's something that's kind of been lingering with him since he's been in high school. You got AK Deer who got injured in the scrimmage. If you go look at if you could look at the play, it wasn't one of those things where he got wrapped around the ankles and rolled up. He was finishing the play. Defensive lineman was wrapped up on him. You know, offensive lineman trying to help push. He falls to the ground, and you know everybody gets kind of rolled up in the pile. And it wasn't one of those things where it was, you know, contact that's like Latsier Brooks. You know, during warm-ups, you tweak something. So very limited on the injury. Same thing with Jordan Edmonds, had a slight tweak in practice. So it's small things like that. When you're talking about the overall health of the defense, you get to start hearing about the depth of the quality of depth at certain positions. Last year, we got beat up in the trenches. Let's talk about Alabama's defensive line performance last year. And I'm gonna get to y'all questions in the chat. Continue to run the chat up though. I need questions. I need chat. I need chat rate. I need y'all talking to each other in the chat. Talk about Alabama's defense. What are your expectations for this year's defense? Let's talk about last year's defensive line. And I'm on the road today, y'all. I got my water over here. I got that 1186. It is about to go down. Hold on, sip. Good. Y'all remember when I used to do that back in the day? Good. All right, so let's get to it. Alabama's defensive line was not as dominant as expected in year 2 under KANE Wommack, right? Personnel wise, I think year 1 he had a better defensive personnel up front in year 1 than he did year 2. I think year 2 you had a lot of guys undersized, and then they were in the middle of developing in certain stages, and you didn't get a lot of help from the portal. You had a lot of front. You had a group of first team guys that you were very confident about. Tim Keenan, James Smith was supposed to be like your catalyst. Jeremiah Beeman was supposed to blossom. You were confident about some young guys aside Faker. Steve Bowler was finally on campus for year 2. You were confident about some of the things that you were doing to build to the personnel, right? You just didn't have the amount of depth of experience that you wanted, right? And shout out to my guy Walter Roberts. Give it up for him in the chat. Get him on the screen right there, Mary J. You got a super chat. Let's go. Yeah, Walter Robert, Roll Tide Coach. Appreciate you for the $9.99 super chat. Thank you for pulling up. Official Bree tapping in with my G son, my G bump, man. Yamari and Bree tapping in on TikTok. Give it up. Oh, I wish I could see my man's face right now. Y'all, my godson, man. My god grandbaby. He be really hearing my voice, man. I wonder what he be doing when he hear my voice through the phone when she check in on TikTok. Cause he know my voice. I can't wait to see my youngin, man. That's my little bull, man. What's up, MJ? Good to see you, man. Roll Tide, Roll Tide. Mike Jones, I'm doing good, man. Welcome in, Roll Tide. So we talked about the D-line last year, right? Didn't start off great, right? Especially, Dino said, what's good, man? Especially the Florida State game, man. The Florida State game, to me, really posed some questions. Not necessarily with the whole group, but it was like, how many dogs could we find in that room? A lot of guys didn't get opportunities against Florida State. Tim Keenan was injured. We leaned on Jeremiah Beeman really heavy. Jordan Renard was playing out of position for a lot of that game. Edric Hill was just inexperienced. We asked a lot of him that game. You had some young guys get thrown into the fire in spots. It just didn't look like it was organized. London Simmons finally came in about the second half. You saw some sparks with him. You saw some spots you could build. And then you got to think, we had John Latham got pulled out of that game, was injured before that game. The season started. He was supposed to be a big part of what they wanted to do on the edge between the Bandit and Wolf rotation. A lot of different things happening in Alabama's defensive front last year coming into the season that posed a lot of questions. But I think defensively, up front, I think they kind of answer those questions the way that defense performed against Georgia. I think that's when we answered a lot of questions on the road, when the defense really woke up and you saw them play sound assignment ball. Throughout the rest of the season, we limited on the explosives. You had a few games where the containment on the boundary with the DBs was an issue. But for the most part, the D-line started to take shape, especially when you started playing the young guys. That was a fact. Appreciate the heart me over there, Bree. Appreciate you over there for the heart me, Brick. Appreciate you. And so, yeah, Jordan, I appreciate you. Yeah, I love it. My mind's getting active. Let's get the chat going. I want y'all to talk to me. On the D-line last year, what game do y'all believe, if you could think real quick, and I'm just trying to give everybody the chance to prepare for the phone lines because I want to hear y'all thoughts here in about 15 minutes. What game did you feel like was the turning point that really kind of started shaping up the identity for the D-line last year? To me, it was some of the big plays that happened in the Vanderbilt game. A lot of that pressure, a lot of Diego Pavia's disruption happened because of the disruption in the trenches. Now, one thing that I did not see on a consistent basis was the interior of the D-line be effective in the run game and stopping the run. That's one thing that I think the staff really went off in this offseason and was intentional about. You look at the personnel, they were very intentional. My guy Walter Roberts says the Vandy game. Yeah, I think the Vandy game some big defensive line pressures. Not necessarily the sacks that came from there, but the front four, really the three-man front. They woke up. They were able to get a push with three. We were seeing Yanze stand up a lot. Quay, I think, had got injured the week before that, if I'm not mistaken. That's when Justin Hill got a lot of plays. Noah Carter was getting a lot of plays. What's up, Scott? Good to see you over there on TikTok, man. Make sure you come check in on YouTube, my brother. Make sure you come check in on YouTube. Give it up for the TikTok chat, man. They running it up. TikTok giving y'all a run for y'all money, chat. YouTube chat, Facebook chat, TikTok giving y'all a run for y'all money. Everybody check in on YouTube though. At some point during the live segment, come check in on YouTube. Make sure you like, share, and are subscribed to the channel because we really are trying to hit this 5K goal, y'all. I'm telling y'all, the closer we get, it seems like the faster it's moving. Bama losing to GA. Wait, go back. Bama losing to GA. I can bet on it. Okay, set the bet up right now. How much you want to bet? Stop the music. Stop the music, Jordan. Stop the music. I need it quiet. We not moving. I like this type of energy. Come on. What you talking? Cause I already got one locked in. What you talking? We live too. You can't back out now. You can't back out. You can't back out, Jimmy Neutron. You cannot back out. You cannot back out. You hear me? Jimmy, do you hear me? You can. Don't get quiet. I know it's a stream delay. Don't get quiet. I need to see a number. Hey. All right, crank it back up, Jordan. Let's get back. So when we talk about the D-line, right? I think about last year we lacked known depth. I think this year we returned so much depth, right? With the guys that were ain't no joking. Get him off the screen. Put him in timeout. He ain't got a wristband anyways. Put him in timeout. He ain't went to the bar to buy nothing to drink. He ain't ordering nothing off the menu. He just came in talking crazy. He asked about Georgia now. He talking about we're gonna lose Georgia now. He joking. Put him in timeout. He need about a good 5 minutes just to think about some of the crazy stuff he done since his arrival in this AAA family chat. Y'all need to start checking these folks, man. What y'all doing? Y'all ain't supposed to be doing that. We trying to take elevation stuff. Y'all got me acting up, pulling the belt out on guests and stuff. What we doing? Appreciate you for tapping in, Justin, but you is going to the corner. I ain't gonna lie. We got the new red room being built too, y'all, for these fans that come in talking crazy. We got a new red room. They got a nice chair. I'm designing this. Something nice. But yeah, so the depth, getting guys like Jeremiah Beeman back 100% healthy, I think that's where you start, right? He's the biggest piece for what you want to do mentality-wise. He was a big part of the game plan for Womack last year. Even if Keenan was healthy, Beeman was leading as far as the interior presence, whether it was nose or D tackle. He's versatile enough to play both of those spots. But then you go out and you bring back a London Simmons, a freshman, a sophomore now, someone who got thrown into the fire and impacted the whole game plan, allowed you to kind of stay base in what you wanted to do without Beeman. You know, he kind of was Beeman's replacement. So you got skill sets that are similar, right? Frames that are similar that have developed in the scheme, right? Then you go and get Terrence Green, go against Devin Tompkins. You bring those guys and they're immediate reinforcements. Tompkins can be a bandit asset for you, but right now it looks like they're leaning towards keeping a heavy rotation and staying quote unquote light for the D tackle spot and bringing him to the interior, playing that two technique. And sometimes you can see the D tackle line up in the three. It's not crazy to see us get spread like that with the D tackle and the bandit playing opposite ends, basically playing two ends on your three-man front. So just looking at the fronts and the depth, the quality of depth you have there, I think that's where Alabama saw the immediate impact, right? Saw their confidence was boosted with just the size of everything right there with your immediate four-man rotation on the interior. And then you have presence of guys that have been in the system and giving you quality impact minutes. When I say impact minutes, I say like Edric Hill, Asaya Fager. Who else is on the D-line, man? I got to get into my doggone roster again. Those two just stand out. They've been kind of popping in practice, and they're standing out. But then you go and get more assets. Keldrick Jones, an experienced asset. Let me pull this roster up. I got to show y'all something that I want to kind of break down too with the D-line because a lot of people not looking at the size of these guys. So I'm just looking at what is projected to be the rotation on the interior for Alabama's defensive line to start the season, right? And this is not talking about the edge guys like your bandit guys like Cavante Henry, Desmond Zulu, Yanzi Pierre, Justin Hill, none of those guys. I'm talking just straight interior right guys. The 3-man front that you're going to get. You got Devin Tompkins, Jeremiah Beaman, London Simmons, Kendrick Jones, number 22, has been flashing a lot the last few days. You might hear about him. I haven't watched the Womack interview. We got it loaded up, but I haven't watched it. Terrence Green is a huge name. He made a lot of big plays in the first scrimmage. I talked about that. Edric Hill, Steve Bowler, Steve Mbuma. I'm telling you, he's going to be a mainstay when we talk about him and the side faker plug-in. Those are 8 names right now that you can see. But then you got true freshmen like Nolan Wilson and Malik Franklin literally popping every practice. They're flashing every practice. You got guys like that can be versatile, like Corey Howard jumping in there, getting some action, making plays. Jamarian Mathan is an edge rushing asset, but he has the size of what you get from Bandit. So a lot of movement across the front, but the interior is where you're very, very excited about the rotation. Very excited about the rotation. I'm more than excited about it. Even you probably won't hear a lot about him, but Mari Johnson is going to have a year to develop. He was one of their underrated 3-star prospects in this signing class. Showed up, put weight on the frame. He got a lot. He got a lot to work with, and it's going to be an opportunity for him to develop. And then you guys are already seeing the 27 commit. Everything leaning towards Bama says development on the interior. We fix that, this defense is going to be dominant. We're going to use the rest of the schedule the rest of the show to open up the phone lines to kind of discuss all the other positions. But the D-line was the highlight based off of my conversation with sources. You had Devin Tompkins just continuing to showcase his value for this scheme in general. Him being able to play D-tackle brings the opportunity for us to have sets like Desmond Zulu and Yanze, or Justin and Yanze on the boundary, and putting a guy like Devin Tompkins next to a Jeremiah Beaman or a Terrence Green or London Simmons or Kendrick Jones. So I think for us, we get a chance to see some extensive, versatile defensive line play this season. Some that we haven't seen in a while. All right. So let's go ahead and upload this. Let's get the KANE Womack interview going, and then we'll be right back after the KANE Womack interview presser. We'll discuss it, kind of give them some breakdown and everything. All right, let's get to it.
Xavier Griffin, Zay's doing a really good job. He's it's hard to play the linebacker position, and we're asking him to do multiple things in that room. He has value as a pass rusher. He did that for most of his high school career. And then what was really cool is his senior year, he got to play, as a stack backer, and took his game to another level. And so Chuck Morrell's done a fantastic job with him. I came in here, whatever it was, 6 a.m. this morning, and they're meeting, one-on-one, spending time. So we're working to get him ready. I think he's going to have a role for us this year. He's doing a really nice job. You said like a weight, ideal weight. I think he's like maybe 223, 224 right now. We'd love for him to be north of 225. And if he's at north of 225, we feel pretty good about that.
How would you assess the inside linebacker competition right now?
I think those guys are doing a really good job. I think I've told you guys this before. Chuck Morrell does a fantastic job of just the relentless detail that it takes to play that position. Spends time with those guys year-round, meets with them year-round, and gets guys ready to go, whether it's a freshman or a transfer portal guy. And so, we've got both are good examples. You got Xavier Griffin, right, coming in. You've got Caleb Woodson, right, and both those guys have done a really good job to put themselves in position to play. I'm impressed with that group. I mean, I think Luke Metz has taken his game to another level. I think you see a lot from Abdul Sanders and QB Reese, and Caden Jones is doing some nice things, Duke Johnson. So those guys are all going to have a role for us. It's just kind of at some point, right, you got to say, okay, here's the two deep. And let those guys ride and see what happens in games. But it's a little bit easier now when when you're playing with a D line up front that holds their gap responsibility, does their job at a much higher level. You see those guys starting to play with more confidence.
There's a lot of rotation at that position.
We always rotate a little bit. I would love to have, I think once you get going, right, you kind of have 4 main guys that you see mainly in the rotation, and then some auxiliary positions that you may see from a couple of guys as well mixed in there. But typically we've always had 3 or 4 main backers that to begin the season are going to take the majority of the snaps.
What do you think? What can you tell us about Steve Bola-Boomwa?
What?
On the defensive line, like his progress.
Steve?
Bola-Boomwa?
Yeah. I think, Steve has a pretty unique skill set. His strength, athleticism, the physicality that he can play the game with, he brings a lot to the table, especially when you think about big personnel packages. Asking an offensive lineman to go one-on-one with him that's a hard ask, and so I think he's doing a nice job of being able to play the fundamentals of the position. I think he's got to continue to take steps in the right direction of just knowing what to do consistently, and that ultimately will define how many snaps he takes and in what situations.
Do you have a rotation plan for the interior of the defensive line? Do you want 2 starters? And what does that look like in terms of the amount of pieces?
We've always rotated guys in the defensive line. You want to keep guys fresh, as the game's going on, and so you gotta be mindful of rotating them early. I think we have some guys right now that we feel confident that can go in the rotation. You love to have what you would call multiple starter level players, right? That you feel like when the 1s and the 2s go in, there's not much of a drop off. In the past, certainly that's been the case, but we definitely have taken a step in the right direction there.
What have you seen from Jairo over these 2 weeks, and what do you see the next few weeks?
Jairo is he's one of the most instinctive playmakers I've ever seen coming out of high school. Very physical. He's got phenomenal tracking of the ball. His blitz IQ and awareness is really high, and so he can create production, out of that package as well. But really for him, it's about putting the whole thing together. Jairo's going to play for us, but how much does he play for us early in the season, and in what situations, right? Those are the question marks that we've really kind of challenged him of, like, can you put everything together that we can throw you out there on any given down? And he's still working towards that.
You mentioned wanting 3 to 4 guys in the inside linebacker spot. How close do you think you are to nailing down 3 to 4 that you want in that rotation?
We're pretty close, yeah. We're in a pretty good spot there in terms of knowing what we're going to get out of guys. We've got a scrimmage here on Thursday, and then we start kind of turning our attention right to getting into some teamwork, but some more personnel groupings that we've got to get ready for against our offense. And then you start moving into scout work and all that. And so I told the guys, this is a really big week. Decisions are going to be made in my mind about who takes the field against East Carolina based off of what you do this week. And I tell the guys, I'm a human stock market, right? You know what I mean? Like, stock is up, stock is down, but there's a line that I'm going to draw of guys that we trust to go do their job at a high level, that I feel like we can go put in the first game pretty much regardless of the situation or time on the clock or score or any of that kind of stuff. And so we'll ride with those guys. Doesn't mean that can't change as the season goes on. Doesn't mean that we can't add pieces to the puzzle as the season goes on, which we most certainly are going to have to do. But coming out of this Thursday, I have a pretty good idea of who we're going to be and who we're going to ride with.
Coach Ford talked after the scrimmage, giving credit to your D-line, and then Coach Grubb yesterday said he wasn't fully satisfied with the offensive line. How do you evaluate your D-line, especially through the lens of going against a group that's developing?
Yeah, I think Adrian Klum's doing a really nice job with that group. There's a physicality that they are playing with, and I think between them and the tight end room, the running backs and some of the young guys in that room as well are doing a good job of setting the tone. And so there's some things that they're bringing to the table that present challenges for us. So it's really good to be able to see some of those things. You know, our offense has a lot that they can do and a lot of things that they go to. And so we're able, you know, we're challenged in a number of ways schematically as well. So, you know, I feel like we're seeing good looks and we're seeing some things that put us in tough situations that we got to go find a way to execute and win. But I think, you know, from our defensive line standpoint, you know, we do have a little bit more experience in that room right now. And I think we've got some maturity in that room that tends to be showing up. The ability to line up and play some base defense has not really been something that I've had in my tool bag, you know what I mean, for the last couple of years, right, on a consistent basis, right? We've kind of had to move and stem and all that stuff, and I've talked to you guys about that already before. I do think, you know, we're in a better position right now to line up and play base technique along with a number of other things that we're going to do. So, you know, one thing that I thought was really impressive, and the thing that I was most excited about from the scrimmage was just the energy from our sideline. We had almost a little bit of a rotation when you came off the field. If you had played multiple snaps, go to the coolers for a minute, sit down, try to lower your body temperature. Everybody else, right, you're on the juice squad. So I thought our guys did a really good job of bringing energy early. They kept it throughout the scrimmage and even in the finish. And that was something that I think I mentioned to you guys maybe last Tuesday. We had that period at the end of practice where we didn't really do a good job of responding to adversity in a goal line period. And then we came back out and didn't address it well enough on the field. And that felt eerily similar to some experiences that we had in the past, right? And so we made sure, right, like, hey guys, don't worry about install, don't worry about the next walkthrough, whatever. Let's make sure we address this. And those guys did a phenomenal job of taking it and running with it. And then they've been the exact same way every day we've come out to practice. So the energy, the passion that they're creating for themselves right now always is the marking and a making of a good defense. And to me, that's as good as it's been.
You got any buy low candidates on your defense?
I'm sorry?
You got any buy low stock candidates on your defense?
Oh, I said I use the stock market term very loosely. All right, I'm a football coach, so I don't know what buy low means.
Man, see, this is what I'm saying, bro.
Oh, there you go. Great.
Pause the video. Wow. The analogy was perfect for how he wants to kind of start selecting depth, right? It was a perfect analogy. That's why I wanted to give it a horn backstage. I was tearing his food up. I ain't gonna lie. Truth being told, I was back here snacking. That's what I was doing while y'all was listening to Coach Womack. I was back here messing up this Pizza Hut cheesy bacon cheesy bread. I'm hooked on it too, y'all. I'm hooked on it. I got a friend that worked for Pizza Hut, come to the gym, and that's really where my game's been at. That and my cousin at Waffle House, and one of my clients work at a barbecue joint. Like, for the most part, it's like I'm just all right. So, anyways, I think I found it very interesting that he compared kind of like what he's doing as far as the rotation, selecting who's going to be able to impact the overall game plan of what Alabama does defensively, right? By drawing a line like in the stock market, a buying price, right? The minimum thing you have to do to play at this position for this system and get on the field is this level. So this week, all the off-season training, all the opportunities we've seen guys mixed up in this week really matters. And we talked about this. I think I talked about this Monday morning. I said this week is going to matter the most for especially on the defensive side, as far as establishing some type of idea of rotation, especially for the inside linebacker rooms. There's no more switching around the green dot at this point. You got two guys working with it. And they can't be guys that's on the field at the same time. A majority of the plays, you want your primary inside linebacker, Mike, guy, to have the green dot. Is that going to be Luke? Is that going to be Caleb? Or is it going to be QB? Who's going to be your secondary guy? Right now, I think because of his veteran experience, I think Caleb's not going to need a green dot. I don't think he comes in and plays the Mike role. I think you got two guys that you've truly developed in the inside linebacker room in Luke Metz and QB Reese that will be your guys that can get the good guys in place. I think they're your first two out too, honestly. And then, you got the fact that Zay Griffin is being mentioned in this rotation. I told you all, it wouldn't be crazy to see Griffin take advantage of Abdul Sanders' time recovering. But even Abdul Sanders Jr.'s name is being mentioned in this rotation. And I don't think we'll see a strong 5-man rotation at any point, right? I don't think we'll see a 5-man rotation at any point for the inside linebacker rotation. I think you'll see a solid 3-man, fourth auxiliary, like he just talked about. But I do think there will be opportunities for a guy like Zay Griffin to be thrown into the fire on those speed blitz packages that we love to see. Yeah, I remember the cheetah package 2 years ago. I think we're gonna get to see Zay Griffin on that. But yeah, why I asked this goofy question about stock market terms?
All right, you learn something new every day. Okay, I think yes, I think we've got some guys that are doing a really good job. I mean, nowadays, right? There's a certain level of value, right, that you have to play this game with, that you have to build a roster with, right? You got to play a little bit. I love the movie Moneyball. It's one of my favorite movies, and you got to play a little bit of Moneyball, right? And so you got to create value and depth with some really good pieces of the puzzle. And I think that always comes down to development, and that's the one thing that I think we do an elite job here. From our athletic director all the way down, we provide great resources. We provide great opportunities to develop. And so I think we're doing, a nice job there. Thanks, guys. Roll Tide.
Yes, sir. Give it up for Coach KANE WOMMACK, chat. Give it up for Coach KANE WOMMACK, providing us with the quality feedback from today's practice. Once again, kind of our sources staying on top of it. Defense seeming to just continue to grow, given the offensive line. I don't even want to say problems. I think this is a good thing. I said this earlier today, and I think I'm going to continue to kind of side with this thought. When you have a fall camp or spring camp where your defense is really like winning days and you see your defense, you're able to see it, not just hear about it, some of the fabricated stories, but just really see it. And this is something that's been consistent since spring camp. Defense is not taking long to get started. They're not missing a lot of assignments. They're not giving up a lot of explosives. So the days where you hear about explosives being made and you can pinpoint a certain trend, it kind of gives you a good indicator about a lot of things. So when you have a solid defensive start, I think that's where we at. The back end and the secondary wasn't asked about. I think that's probably the most exciting group right now, with all the veteran presence returning, all the experience returning. A lot of people are excited about that group, so they don't really break it down. But I think there's going to be an opportunity for some new names to really show up. Chuck McDonald being one of them. Jaira Edwards is going to play. He talked about Jaira, but I think even Ivan Taylor, you hear a lot of players speak on IT and his playmaking ability when he's on the field. But it's with first team or second team. Drake Kirkpatrick, he was playing in a huge role before his incident last year. I expect him to return to that same. And like we asked about him in spring. We had a question asked about him in spring, and they were talking about how he's doing the things consistently to get back in the right position to contribute on the field. And like I've been saying, man, it's cliche for quote unquote fans of the program, but there's a certain level of locked in around the program right now, and you can feel it, especially when you watch this defense perform in practice. So before we get into the phone lines, y'all, topic of conversation. Let's get into some comments real quick, Mary J, and then we're going to talk about the topic of conversation for the phone line, and then we're going to open it up. I saw a good question that was asking about the projections. And then I got a comment pinned on TikTok. So let me look at the pinned comment first. Scott says, my prediction is 12-0 for the regular season and the playoffs. I don't know. What you mean the playoffs? How you going to predict the 12-0 and not give me a playoff prediction, man? Come on, be real. See, me, Coach Smook got us going. Realistically, I think I'm with you. I think with this schedule, we can go 12-0, but it's got to be a growing point for me to end the season. You got to have one point in the season where you got to have a ego check and see how bad you want it. Has Alabama had that under Kalen DeBoer a couple times? Yeah, and so far he's been like 2-3-0 in those moments, for most of those moments, right? Ego check. I ain't talking about no upset wins like the Vanderbilt loss and the Florida State. Those are upsets, right? Ego checks are like Georgia games, Oklahoma playoff game, LSU game, Tennessee on the road game. Like those are ego check games. Kalen DeBoer has fared well in a lot of those games when getting his teams to step up. I think this is an ego check season. And if we can keep that mentality, man, this is a 12-0 undefeated type of year. Indiana, Ohio State, all them teams that's done it before us, I think we get to do it in this new college football era. Who's your breakout player of the year for offense and defense? For offense, breakout player, I think it's truly going to be, I wanted to say Keelan, but I don't think that's considered a breakout. I expect him to be big this year. Jesus, let's think. Because I'm thinking about the offensive line. I'm thinking about Jackson Lloyd, right? I'm thinking about him being a breakout player this year. I'm looking at the running back room. I think A.K. Deers is a breakout player this year. Wide receiver room, Latair Brooks. Is that really considered breakout? But I don't even think he's the breakout in the room. I think it's Derek Meadows. Big targets this season. Tight end room, I feel like could be considered a breakout because Marshall Pritchard, I think, is going to see a lot of targets. Caleb Edwards going to demand a lot of attention. Pritchard going to be beneficiary of that, being behind Ford and Edwards. So it's a couple of names on offense I feel like could break out. And then defensively, I think Jeremiah Beeman solidifies himself. He might be a one-and-done year type guy. The 2 years with injuries, he's eligible for the draft this year. Jeremiah Beeman is a first-round talent, y'all. Like, I just hope he can play relentless with no mental blocks. He's going to be different. Jeremiah Beeman on defense. Luke Metz is a breakout player for me on defense. In the secondary, I'm looking at Chuck McDonald. That's one of my breakouts for the year. I think Jair Edwards is expected to make a splash. Like I said, it's a lot of names, man. It's a lot. The tight end group. You expect the tight end group, Tim Brooks? All right, yeah, me too. I feel like they're gonna be a huge impact early in the season. They're gonna be a talk of the conversation. Yo, Dalton, man, appreciate the heart puffs on TikTok and the rose, man, and the heart. We appreciate you. Give it up. Mr. Unknown said, "What up, Coach? What's good?" Morgan on offense. You think Sedarian Morgan gonna have a breakout? I don't think he has necessarily a breakout. I think he'll have some opportunities and be a part of the offense. But like be a 700, 800-yard receiver this year, I think Meadows is going to be such a high volume target for this offensive scheme. He's a mismatch problem at 6'7", man. I know the roster says 6'6", but Meadows is definitely 6'7", bro. I just seen him last week at the scrimmage. I'm a solid 6'3", y'all. On a bad day, when my back tight, I'm a solid 6'3". When I'm in the gym and I'm stretched out good, when Coach Squita give me a good stretch, and when she fold me up, her and Coach T be folding me up, and I'm stretched out real good, the lower back real nice and limber, you know what I'm saying? I'm 6'3" and a half at least. You know what I'm saying? So seeing Derek field level, it was like, yeah, that dude, that's not 6'6", man. I done guarded 6'6" guys before. He like 6'7" with a 6'8", 6'9" wingspan. Dude got long arms, and he has a long, quick stride. He's going to be a problem, man. And it's all about just giving him opportunities. And the quarterback that can do that is 12. Beeman is easily the player I'm hoping the best for. Watched him at Parker, and he was different. Yeah, man. He was different as a sophomore. I remember hearing about Beeman as a sophomore, man. Shout out to Coach L, man. Golly, I don't want to say the gym's name. Coach L, the D-line guru. I call him the D-line guru, man. Every product he put his hands on as going to play at the next level. Solid dudes. Dalton Smith said, y'all, Coach Smook, like 5'9", don't let him lie. Something a short man would say. That's literally the first thing everybody say when they see me. Dang, I ain't know you was that tall. Dalton, go find you a platform shoes, my guy. Go find you some platform shoes. Maybe you could see over the guy in front of you next time. Hey y'all, we're gonna get out of here. Listen, not get out of here. We're gonna go to our infomercial break. If you're not a member of the AAA family, think about becoming a member by joining the YouTube channel and supporting us here on the Coach Smook Network. Also, when we come back, topic of conversation, defensive breakouts. What are you expecting from the D line, from the inside linebacker room? Who's your edge rush guy? Who's the leading interception turnover? We're talking defensive topics here on the Coach Smook Network. Tap in here, become a member, get your wristband on the Coach Smook Network. Take us out, Jordan.
Glad you chose to stop by the channel today. Just wanted to give you an opportunity to really become a part of this community here at the Coach Smook Network. We like to call ourselves the AAA family. The AAA stands for authenticity above all. We just want to give you an opportunity to become a part of this community because we're growing and we're doing something special here as a fan base, not just for Alabama, but the fan community as a whole. We're creating an environment where it's safe to be yourself, be authentic, and meet people who share the same passion you share, whether it's for the same team or not. You can do this by becoming a member of the AAA family. You simply start by just clicking the link provided to you by one of the moderators in the chat, or it'll be pinned to the top of the chat. Click that link, it'll bring you to my homepage. When you get to my homepage, make sure you hit the notification button and turn on all notifications. Understand that there are multiple ways to support the channel, and each level has its perks. You can go through and read each perk. As we continue to grow, new perks will be added to each level. One thing we would like to highlight that all AAA members are greatly appreciated. It does not go unnoticed that you have taken time and hard-earned money to support this channel. Once you join, YouTube is going to ask for some payment information, and make sure you monitor your subscription dates. Also, if you really want to get interactive with the community and find out what's going on, think about joining our Discord family. This is where you can get into all the fan talk of the community, and also there are networking opportunities. Please be mindful that there are rules and that we expect everyone to treat everyone with respect. Also, if you're looking to partner with Coach Smook Network or sponsor, please hit us up at coachsmooknetwork@gmail.com, and our staff will get back to you in a timely manner. I'm your boy, Coach Smook of the Coach Smook Network, and I thank you for supporting this channel.
Put me in a game, Coach Smook. Put me in a game, Coach Smook.
Like, share, subscribe. You know we keep it live.
Put me in a game, Coach Smook. 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 Put me in a game, Coach Smook.
Like, share, subscribe. You know we keep it live.
I was trying to act like I was gonna be froze, but we having hiccups tonight. I think we so excited, man. We've been doing such a good job with the on-screen production and everything, trying to keep everything lively on the screen for y'all, so y'all don't get bored. Cause y'all be asking for the call-in show. Excuse me, and then we'll get to a moment like this, and the the phone lines will be open and nobody will call in. But we're gonna see if it changed today. We're gonna see if it changed today. The phone lines are now open. 334-625-1121. Call in, say your name, and put me in the game, Coach Smook, and we'll get you on the line. Man, talking Alabama's defense. Topic of conversation. We got 2026 expectations. Sitting there listening to Coach KANE WOMMACK'S interview, man. I'm telling you, this is one of the coaches I think overall you talk about real football fans who appreciate some of the older qualities of college football coaching, and Womack fixed the bill. Let's see who get it on the phone line first. Y'all know who it is. Hold on, y'all. Let's see. Hold on, chat. I gotta route this back in. Yo, Zach, what's up, man? You in the game with Coach Smook? Talk to me, man.
What's good, Coach Smook and my AAA family? How are y'all doing this evening?
We're doing pretty good, man. Doing pretty good. Listen, talking Alabama defense tonight, man. It seemed like we got numbers in the chat tonight, so you already know how that's going to go. It's nighttime. What's your thoughts on the Alabama defense after hearing Coach KANE WOMMACK'S interviews, following the reports that we've been giving on the network? What are your thoughts? And also, with the interior of the defensive line, that's really where I kind of want to hear some thoughts, because that's where we got hurt last year. Who do you think will be the guy on the interior defensive line? Go ahead. The floor is yours.
I think our defense is going to be really, really good this year. We stay healthy at that position and don't have key injuries at that position. I heard KANE WOMMACK'S interview. He talked a lot about how there was good quality competition between the D line and offensive line. You know, that the offensive line makes them work and think and just strive to be physical and continue to improve day by day and go out there and focus on the little things, not the big things, just the little things that can help them improve their game. And in the interior D line, I think Jeremiah Beeman's due for a big year, especially after the injury last year and how his season kind of played out, because he got hurt after the Florida State game and didn't really get to get his bounce back game,
Right.
And so I think that just motivated him more to continue to work and rehab and to get back on the field, to have that moment where he can prove that he's better than that, and then Devin Tompkins and Terrence Green, I believe them two guys are going to have big seasons for us. Terrence Green is a monster at the interior D tackle or defensive line spot. He was a beast at Oregon. If you go and watch his highlights from Oregon, he was a monster on that D line.
Very violent hands. Him, Steve Bowler, those guys have some of the more violent hands on the interior. And that's what I was going to highlight too, Zach. I don't mean to interrupt, but we talked about the scrimmage, and it's no secret that I was there anymore. Like I've seen screenshots of people talking about me being at the scrimmage and group text messages, and it's crazy. It's crazy. It's no secret now. But Terrence Green, the first pass that could have been like a big explosive play from Keelan Russell, which would have been like it was like a post coming across the middle. Rico Scott had got a step on Red Morgan on his second snap. And when I say Russell kind of made the safety roll down to where he knew he had the one-on-one, the way he stood, and the offensive line had great protection, you can tell that Terrence Green, his strength up front, being able to hold up two gaps, and then to be able to get his hands up, and the height is really going to make a difference there. Him, Jeremiah Beeman, London Simmons, all of those guys are 6'4" plus. I think Green is 6'5", 6'6", and they all have this 6'6", 6'8" wingspan. They all 300 pounds, and they all light on their feet. They got violent hands. This D-line rotation, and then Steve Bowley, you kind of get, he's 6'4". He doesn't necessarily have the super athletic ability you get with those guys, but you get an Asai Fager, Edric Hill stuff in the middle of the defense. Guys who can really get slippery. Bro, this D-line is could be the best thing that could have happened for Alabama, especially in this part of the transition of the Kalen DeBoer era.
Oh yeah, I agree, and this D line will probably will go down as one of the top D lines at Alabama. I have full confidence in that. Going back to even the early 2000s, Nick Saban's early years, the Kirby Smart defense. I think this defensive line has that type of talent to have that kind of production, and really throw shock college football this year with how talented they are, which if that does come true, that will give the offense time. If the offense is kind of, stuttering along with whoever they start at quarterback, it'll give the offense time to improve and gel and get to where they need to be, to be the best team, the best they can be, And, but yeah, and I've heard interviews from ZB and some of the guys in the secondary, and they say, when they're going up against Russell really makes them think how to bait him. It's a different kind of mental game with him in there than it is with Mac. So Keelan makes them better.
Yeah. I mean, even defensive line players have been talking about, there's no question that Mac knows the playbook. To me, that's not a good enough thing to do to win at a high level, man. We've seen teams that have quarterbacks that don't know the playbook that go out and win big games, man. Like the
Right.
Johnny Manziels and the Diego Pavias and the Trinidad Chamblises, that we're talking about recent years, like Trinidad you could tell a lot of that stuff was off script and off schedule and sometimes you gotta let guys play. And that's what you get with Keelan Russell. It's a guy you could throw out there, and yeah, he gonna run the play. But if all else fails, who gives us the best chance to be successful in those moments? In a moment where we know we got a super talented defensive line, and our offensive line, we can only hope is growing from all of the mistakes that they're going to make in this process of coming together, learning the scheme. And you're talking about 5 new faces, and we're expecting a quarterback that gets brick feet and struggles against athletic defensive lines. This is probably the best D line he's going to see on this schedule, next to Georgia. And I think South Carolina is going to have a pretty strong D line. We don't have Oklahoma, thank God, because I think they're going to have one of the best D lines in the country. You got Tennessee, I think, is going to have a pretty decent front. But other than that, nobody on the schedule's defensive front really scares me. So if he can't handle and perform at some type of consistent rate against this group, you would hope that he could do it against some of the lesser talented, but this against lesser talent, you're not familiar with those guys. You don't know what they're coming with, throwing at you week in and week out. So you gotta go with the guy that can give you the best options as far as extending plays and creating plays when stuff doesn't happen good for your offense. But D-line wise, it's good to hear that kind of you feel like this year that the catalyst and the success of the of the defense or the team as a whole is going to be based off of how this D line produces for this team. Final thoughts, Zach, on the defense before we get out of here, man. We're going to open these phone lines back up. We appreciate y'all for tapping the screens again on YouTube. Continue running the likes up. We got how many in the chat? It looks like we got what, 39 in the chat with 38 likes. Continue running likes up, y'all. Appreciate y'all for the likes, man. Y'all tapping that screen today. And that thumbs up button. Share the stream right now, though. We got we're sitting at the where we at? We passed the mark already. Oh, we hit the hour mark, literally on the dot. Listen, we're at the hour mark. If we before Zach close out, can we take 2 minutes? Not even 2 minutes. Let's take 30 seconds because we had the hour. Let's take 30 seconds. And everybody that's live in the chat right now, if you're on your mobile device, could you share the stream? Just hit share and put some type of comment, and you can share the Twitter. I don't care if you got 0 followers. I don't care if you got 0 followers on Facebook, whatever, friends on Facebook. Just share this stream out right now on Facebook, Twitter, one of these other public platforms. Just hit share. You can hit the icon, whichever icon it is to the social platform, and then put a title of it. Put me in the game, Coach Smook, Alabama football, something. Just put something. Put LOL or something. And then just share it, and that'll help us out. Zach, final thoughts as we get ready to open this phone line back up. And chat, if you're ready to call in, please don't have us waiting. We want to get your thoughts on the line. Zach, talk to us, bro.
Yes. Shout out to Coach Jackson for going out there and teaching proper technique for different. I've seen him in the gear that teaches you, where you gotta be violent at, to simulate like different offenses, different offensive blocks. Like zone block is one thing, inside zone is another, that kind of thing. Shout out to him for going out there and helping the D-line get better. He has really brought a fire and passion to this defensive line group, and help Freddie Roach step up and help develop the players, this year, this spring and fall camp. Roll Tide to my AAA family. Put me in the game, Coach Smook. Holler at y'all later. Good night.
Y'all give it up for my guy, Zach, man, tapping in on the phone lines, giving us that quality feedback. Alabama's defense got a lot of us excited. I saw a question in the chat. I want to acknowledge it, but I want to acknowledge this gift first. My guy, Alec Bromley, coming in. I don't think he got a wristband. He don't got a wristband, but he coming in with the 1,000 jewel GOAT trophy. Okay. Appreciate you for the 1,000 jewels, man. Thank you for that support. And continue to tap on the TikTok live. I see y'all tapping the screen. Longhorn Sports, I see you over there. What's up, man? Good to see you. Longhorn Production. Good to see you, my guy. Don't sleep on Coach Chapman in that D-line room also. Yeah. You must know Jai. He not really a on the field coach. He personnel. But they be down there. Him and and Duval, all of them be down there, man. 2 jewels from my guy Tim Brooks. Appreciate you for the 2 jewels, man. Appreciate you. Walter Roberts had a question. That's what I was trying to get to. He said, "So is the O-line really ahead of where they were last year?" I think when you look at the circumstance, and this is the dilemma we have with having such a talented D-line, right? Is our O-line bad? With all the talent, we saw Michael Carroll perform. We've seen Jackson and his film. We are very excited about Racing Dalgatti and what he was able to do at the JUCO level. Can he do it at the SEC level is the question. You're excited about what you're getting from Will Sanders, who played some quality snaps last year on this offensive line, gave us some of the bright spots in those alignments with him on the field, being a swing offensive lineman. Now Waldrop, high upside coming out of high school for him. Got Michael Carroll returning. We love what we got from him as a true freshman last year at tackle and guard. And then Javen James, a lot of experience, a lot of upside. There's a lot of talent there. You got Ty Haywood, a former 5-star, competing at right tackle. Probably third in the rotation right now. You got Nick Brooks, a former 5-star, completing at right tackle, right guard, competing as a swing guy. You got you got Caden Strayhorn, who came in from the portal. Highly sought out interior offensive lineman that I think they got a lot of upside for it. And I truly feel like they're giving Casey Poe the most opportunities right now to be the backup center. But they're high on Strayhorn being the next guy, and they've already been high on Mal Waldrop. You know, that was his initial under Coach Cap. His initial trajectory was for him to develop as, you know, guard center, right? But now they love what he's doing at guard. He's athletic enough to play across the whole front. I've seen him play every position at the high school level. Athletic enough, and that's why you see him kind of getting a nod with rather than Will Sanders. But you look at the depth at the O line, you got to think, man, it's got to be some talent there. And you heard Womack talking about it today. Coach Womack saying, you know, the D line the O line gives them quality reps, right? These guys aren't just going out there cakewalking. It's a different breed of D line this year. And we got like 6 or 7 guys on the interior that you can, on any other team, we all know about college football or football in general. It's some dudes on the roster that get to do what they want. It's like 6 or 7 dudes on Bama's roster on the D line alone. That if they were on other rosters, they would basically be the guys. Hey, coach, I want to line up on the edge. I'm the type to go get the quarterback, and coach would let them do it because they do it so well, right? Big 285, 295, 300-pound, 6'4", 6'5" defensive lineman that you could put on the edge. That's what we got on the interior, and that changes the game. It changes the game a lot. Been a minute, new career change, but what's good, Smook? Hey, what's good, my boy Carl Jones? We got the phone lines open, man. You jumping in at the right time. Give it up for Carl Jones in the chat. I popped in late, but is Waldrop getting the buzz because Sanders was hurt and is still working back, or did he beat out Sanders? Call in, let's have a conversation. Alec, y'all scared to call in on the phone line? Y'all do a lot of typing. The typing segment is when I'm doing all my talking. When the phone line's open, y'all get on that phone line and let's talk, man. All y'all ain't at work. And if you ain't supposed to be watching me on YouTube, who are you married to? Or where in the world are you to where you can't call in to talk about Bama football? Because wherever you are, you don't need to be there. You don't need to be there. Like that's it. You know what I'm saying? Like, where are you at? But nah, man, I honestly, for real, I just think Waldrop just in a workhorse since he's been there. If these interior D line eats up blocks, the linebacker's going to eat, especially with the group of athletic guys that we have in our linebacker room right now, especially on the interior. The inside linebacker room is probably going to be the underrated group because of how young they are and how there's a bunch of proven names there, but it's a lot of excitement there. And you look at the athleticism. I think about the true freshman, Zay Griffin, probably the most athletic inside linebacker in that room. And right behind him, I think as far as athleticism, you got to look at Luke Metz and what he did. Played on both sides of the ball in high school, dominated at tight end. You saw him get some carries, played box safety, played linebacker. So I think, I don't know, y'all. I feel like we in a really good spot on the defensive side because of the interior of the D-line. Last year, I think the edge was good. LT Overton missed a lot of plays in the backfield, some that he was deemed about with his evaluation, but he was explosive off the edge. Yanzi, Quay, Justin, who else was coming off the edge? Keon Keeley had a few bright spots. I think we were pretty talented at off the edge last year. Do I think we were consistent in our production? No. Got another call on the line. Let's see who it is.
Call from
Doug, put me in the game, Coach Smook.
Yo, you in the game with Coach Smook. Talk to me, man. Is this Daryl?
Doug. You hear me? It's Doug.
Doug. It's breaking up a little bit. What's up, Doug? Y'all give it up for Doug. Doug in the game with Coach Smook. Yeah, man. What's good, man? I can hear you now. What's good, brother?
What's going on, man? What's going on? Another day in the book.
Another day, man. Another day. We got to hear from Coach Womack, man. We talking a little defense tonight. What's your thoughts after hearing from Coach Womack, getting some of the reports, everything we reporting on, hearing about the D-line, everything? Give me your thoughts, man. Go ahead. The floor is yours.
I'm excited, man. Like the previous calls that I have made to your channel, man. That D-line, man. I'm the most excited about the whole defensive unit, but that D-line, that secondary is just it's hard not to get excited about it. I'm trying to be cool, like try to be humble, but it's that D line is crazy with all the combinations you can go. You can match up with any team, whether they are a team that like to run the ball. We got big boys we could put in there and stop the run. They like to pass it. We got multiple guys that can come at the quarterback that are very underrated, like Justin Hill. Everybody know about Yonze. And you got the young bull Griffin coming off the edge. Now we got other guys that I'm blanking on right now, but it's just the depth, like you were saying, throughout the whole camp, throughout the whole summer. You've been saying the depth is just crazy this year. It reminds me of the old Devils, the 2015, the 2016. We had the Ashawn Robinson, Deron Payne, Jonathan Allen, Quincy Williams. Like that's what I'm feeling like. And like you said, with the linebackers and how athletic they are, it's gonna be crazy. Like we're gonna be having a lot of tackles for losses, a lot of people meeting people in the hole, a lot of sacks. Like a lot of that's gonna be coming back to bend the defense. That's all we've been missing. The secondary is gonna be the secondary. As far as us getting TFLs, more sacks, pressure on the quarterback. Because guess what pressure does, Devil Nation? Picks, fumbles. That's more turnovers. So I can go on for days. I'm jacked, man. I really am.
I get it too, man. I get it too. One, let's just be honest. We've seen sparks from KANE WOMMACK'S defensive play calling. Like, there's reason to be excited about KANE WOMMACK having exactly what he needs available to call the defense how he wants to call it. Even his first year, we saw situations where, you just saw bust because you had stubborn players. As much as I love him, Malachi Moore was a stubborn player. He was one of those veteran presence that just didn't fully buy into the new scheme, to the new way of doing things, right? And it showed in some of his mistakes. And then the next year you saw a safety play like Bray Hubbard and Keon Sabb come in, and you saw the difference in production. This system it's a game changer system. Just like Coach Womack said, when ran to maximum effectiveness, you could create a lot of disruption and turnovers with this scheme. You get the right personnel, like you was just saying. You get a defensive line where you don't have to utilize 5 personnel to get to the quarterback or to collapse a pocket or to really disrupt timing. This style of defense, I mean, just about any defense can find success when you got a front that doesn't need 5 personnel to get to the quarterback. But when you got speed and size like you have with Alabama, I get why our O-line, when most media reporters go out there or when people hear stories about what happened in scrimmages, they talk about the O-line gonna be trash again because you don't know football. You don't know that the real key to a team's overall success really being dominant at the college football level. What have your national championship teams had? And I would pose this question to just about anybody in the chat that's been watching college football for more than a day. Every national championship football team that you've seen in the past 5 years, what have they had? What position group has been the most dominant for them or has created the biggest impact? It's been the D-line. Even Coach Saban will tell you how important the trenches are, more important than your O-line. You could win more games and put yourself in position more often than none with a dominant, disruptive D-line. You can play safe behind them. You get extra possessions because of the interruptions and the disruptions and turnovers that they create. Right, the mistakes you make on the back end for coverage when you have weak coverage on the back end. If you got a D-line that's speeding a play clock up and they only getting 2.8 to 3.1 seconds to get the ball off or do anything in the pass game, and you're able to get these guys to clog it up and let your assets around them, 7, 8 personnel flood up and secure tackles around them in the run game, it's hard to keep time of possession. So now you're giving that struggling offense more possessions to work through their kinks in live play. That's what the defensive line does. That's not just defense. We're talking about it starts with the D-line. So this group getting as much recognition and causing as much havoc for the whole evaluation of the offense is promising to me. I think that sets this team up for the big kahuna coming in this season. I do feel like this could be, because of this D-line and the right quarterback position, quarterback decision, this could be a 12-0 regular season for real.
Exactly, man. And another thing to add on to what you're saying, man, like with this D-line, man, and people keep talking about the O-line, it ain't gonna do nothing but make the O-line better. They going against talent every single day, night in, night out. So y'all don't think this is gonna translate to other D lines that we play? Like, what y'all got, we done already seen. We see it every day. So it's nothing. The thing with the offensive line is just they got to get more stability. They got to play together. And the only thing that happens was live game reps. We just got to be a little patient with the O-line. I see a top 5 O-line. I don't know if Devin fans know Aaron Taylor.
Yeah.
He stopped by, I want to say, a few practices ago, and he was raving about the O-line. So if we have a guy that has no Bama bias, comes in here and just says that off of 1, maybe 2 practices.
Come on, man.
Yeah,
I saw the video. I saw the video. And the thing is, if you don't understand talent, right, or just how football works, you will look at practice in a controlled environment and you would think that Alabama's O-line is trash. But just like the D-line is limited in how much contact and what they can do to get to the quarterback, they have to be so hard and like overexerting energy in the first phase of the play call, because that's where the work is for them. They can't go and blow up the play on the quarterback in practice. They can't go and lay into running backs. They have to be able to understand the running back got to run tough. I got to be able to just show that I can secure tackles, even if I got a chance to blow them up. Like, this is what the D-line has been doing. And if they're able to maintain that type of level of dominance in the practice stages of things, imagine what they're going to do when they let off the leash.
Exactly.
Because
that's what I'm saying. Like, the Georgias, all these teams, I'm gonna add this in too. I saw the AP poll. We all saw it. They got them at 13. Cool. I think that's the rat poison that we need to beat down inside. Not gonna lie, it kind of pissed me off a little bit. You see Oklahoma ahead of us, LSU ahead of us, Georgia. Okay, whatever. They always gas Georgia. Ole Miss, all these Texas A&M, like these teams, I just don't think they're better than us. But we're gonna get on the field and we're gonna see. We're gonna put an end to all this chit chatter, man.
You know what? This Oklahoma thing, I don't have nothing bad to say about Oklahoma's preseason projections by a lot of analysts. I agree with a lot of them. But the fact that our season continued at the hands of beating them at home, and we the first team to win on the road in this current playoff era against them in their house, and we bring back more production as far as defense and everything. Now, I get you got Mateer coming back, but what did Mateer really do last season? A lot of people say before his injury, man, Mateer was showing them signs before the injury, bro. You can't go out there and just sling it around like you did in the pack before you got to really be able to read some defenses. We showed that you don't read defenses. Like, a lot of that stuff wasn't injury. Is you thinking that you could fit something into a window that wasn't really there. Like, these are things. Your Oklahoma defense truly saved their season last year. So I don't get that, but I like where we're at too. I like where Alabama is preseason wise. All of the doubt media wise. I like the fact that our boys and the staff are acknowledging we hear the noise. Don't be like Coach Saban and act like social media don't exist. That's not an era that we live in. If you don't have, to me, I think the best way to deal with your enemies is not to give them attention, but to be aware of what they're doing. That don't necessarily mean you got to tell them, I see what you're saying or whatever, but I'm aware of everything that's happening around me and everything that's being said. Final thoughts, my boy Doug, as we get ready to open this phone line, man. It seemed like the phone line hot tonight, man. Y'all continue to run up the likes, tap the screen on TikTok, share the stream on YouTube. We're at the hour and 15 mark. Every 15 minutes, if you share the stream, it helps the algorithm, helps us continue to grow. Hit that like button. Make sure you're subscribed to the YouTube channel. If you're on any other platform, reactions, drop comments. We want to hear your thoughts in the comments and on the phone lines. We got my guy Doug with his final thoughts. Doug, final thoughts, brother.
Final thoughts. I gotta hit the quarterback before I get out of here. Man, this Austin Mack thing, man. My only point that I want Bama fans to listen on, like, if Austin Mack, this is not a knock. Not a knock. Austin, I like Austin Mack. You know, he got the same name as me. My name is Austin. I just go by Doug because that's my last name. Anywho, if Austin Mack is so experienced, he got all this experience, you know the playbook, he's been with Grubb and them for years since Washington. Why is it quote unquote close? How doesn't this guy have a leg up on the young bull if he has? 'Cause I'm hearing all this experience from other Bama media and outlets just giving it to Austin Mack. It's just like, man, that's experience, but it's again, if he's so ahead, why are they close? Why are we hearing all this stuff about Keelan Russell? So I'm still gonna stick with Keelan Russell. I'm gonna keep listening to my homie Coach Smook, and he's been calling it real while these other media outlets are just trying to play it. You know what I'm saying? Playing coaches like, man, just call it what it is. Keelan is the guy. These guys are getting paid to play. All this trying to be sensitive about guys, man, all this shit has been over with. Like once they start getting millions of dollars and driving Hellcats, all this, AGMs, all this stuff, man, let it go. Keelan's the guy. Roll Tide. Appreciate you, Smoke.
All right, man. Say it one time before you get out of here, my boy.
Roll Tide.
He keep messing up, Doug. We gonna fire you, man. You supposed to say, "Put me in the game, Coach Smook," man.
Oh, my bad. I just got on Instagram. A couple weeks ago, so you know what I'm saying. Well, put me in the game, Coach Smook.
Chad. Doug. Y'all, I know Doug probably over there crying, laughing right now, turning the stream back on now. I know he probably crying. I love my show, man. I love my community, man. Listen, I don't care what y'all say. Y'all could watch whoever y'all want. My community, when y'all come over here to the Coach Smook Network, y'all might go to other chats and do certain things and say certain stuff, but when y'all come over here, y'all a different breed. Y'all transform. Y'all transform to some AAA, some authentic Bama fans, some authentic fans in general. Like even if you're not a Bama fan, I love when we come in here. The way we have come together as a community over the past 2.5, almost 3 years now. I've been doing Bama Center content on my YouTube channel, right? That I created 12 years ago. As just a regular YouTube page. I did one video with my homeboy back in the day when Vine was a thing. We recorded a Mother's Day video in 2011, 2012, something like that. And that was the only video I had on here. And I started doing gaming content, calling in the shows, got pulled on the show, and then now we're here. We got a whole community of people that love talking college football with little old me. So I appreciate y'all for tapping in. 334-625-1121. Phone line is open. I want to see Bama bring that fear factor back they once had. Man, listen, I think Bama looks the part more now this year than we have since probably like 2018, 2019. You remember Coach Saban had to kind of start making roster adjustments so that the 3-4 nickel scheme that he wanted to run, he had the speed to kind of run it. We lost a lot of size. We were depending on two-gap scheme with a lot of the interior guys. We weren't able to recruit guys because you had big guys that were getting to the ball. They wanted to get in schemes where they could get to the ball. So that whole two-gap scheme started getting played out. Now you still have concepts and things that you call defensive-wise that have those concepts up front, but that whole holding up and trying to wait, you get ate up in space. Mine is crazy today. Listen, young buck. I can say it for real now. Listen, young buck. 334-625-1121. 334-625-1121. Call in, say your name, and put me in the game, Coach Smook, and get you on the line. Nah, see, you know what? Don't make me call you out, sis. Don't make me call you out. I know you still in my chat too. Don't make me call you out. Go ahead. We don't need none of the excuses. I want the people to get blessed with this gift, y'all. Y'all know I run into a lot of people in the content creation, especially when it comes to college sports. But it's like when I get caught up on somebody else's college football coverage, it don't have to be Bama. It could just be. I got Georgia fans that I watch like regularly. They don't necessarily do analytical. They just got good takes. They talk good football. They break stuff down. They got a creative approach to it. When I hear them, I be like, man, I want to collab with you. And it ain't about no subscriber base. I messed up doing that. Collabing with Kangaroo Black was probably the dumbest thing I did on this platform because one, I lost a homie once I was being a friend and just kind of sharing my opinion about certain content, right? Just sharing a real opinion, about pure entertainment compared to analytical football talk and breaking stuff down, right? Didn't know it was gonna be that touchy of a situation when I stated my opinion, right? That's all it was opinion. But I learned then that not everybody does it from not everybody could blend real football talk with entertainment. So you have people that are entertainers that are fans that just talk, and then you got people that bring an analytical approach. Very rarely do you find somebody that can bring the two together, right, at a quality rate. And I have a certain friend that's in my chat right now, not calling in or typing, just tapping the screen on TikTok, that has a YouTube channel and a TikTok page that I actually ought to go follow. Last time when she checked in, I'm not gonna say her name, but she does a very good job, and I want her to call in to talk Bama football. I'm not gonna say her name or anything like that. Or if y'all don't remember, y'all remember I brought Tiffin Sports her username on the screen and told y'all to go follow her YouTube channel, subscribe. I'm not gonna say her name, but there's certain people that you just really just want people to just kind of see. So yeah, appreciate y'all for tapping the screen and doing what y'all do. What's up, Will? He said, Coach Smook, you see the post from Aaron Taylor raving about the O-line? Yeah, we was just talking about that on the phone line with my boy Doug. He just called in. And I tell people all the time, it's so much talent on the O-line, it's about bringing it all together. But you're not going to get much from to me, you're not going to get much from this camp. You're not Britt, you know how we do. You're not going to get much from this camp. This D-line is the defense as a whole is just crazy, one. But two, the D-line, the depth, we're going to see it, man. Let me pull up the roster real quick. I'm gonna just call out names, and just as I call them now, and this is how I'm gonna go ahead and close the phone lines. We got about 6 minutes left on the show, so I'm gonna close the phone lines. We appreciate the callers that did call in tonight. Y'all know the middle of the week calling segments, we try to get at least 3 phone calls. We can't hold up the phone line that long or the show that long. But I'm gonna pull up this roster real quick, and I want y'all to look at the D line. I'm gonna just name some names, and when I talk about these guys, I talk about it from an aspect of actually seeing this. I'm not a guy that has to go by what I heard anymore. Like, I've been to enough practices in spring, literally. Oh man, I wish I could tell that story on the public side. I need to do a react live and tell y'all what's been going on with the brand, huh? If y'all want a Coach Smook react live where I get to tell all the dirt and stuff in a public setting without it affecting what we do on this side, drop some fire emojis in all the chats everywhere where we live at. Y'all wanted some tea outside of and it's kind of football news, but it kind of gives y'all a perspective of why we do it the way we do it. I'm gonna do that on the Coach Smook reaction. Y'all drop some fire emojis in the chat if y'all want that. We got a lot of people in the chat too. We should get at least 12, 15 fire emojis. Y'all like to hear a little bit about mess. It's not bad mess either. It's good stuff. D-line. Let's talk about the guys, and then we're gonna get out of here. We didn't go into a lot of the position groups today because, to me, everything stays steady to what we were predicting. The inside linebacker rotation. Coach Womack acknowledged that. Defensive backs, the returning guys, and some new faces emerging. We've been talking about this stuff. It's as if I'm writing the PR stuff for these coaches and these players in these interviews. If you listen to my show, if you really come and rock with us, you would think that I was writing some of these interviews. I mean, Jordan made the comment about it. It was like, were we not just mentioning these guys? And guys, I don't get special access to interview footage before everybody. I get the same email that comes out when everybody else, all these other media outlets get. They're the ones that are there at the interview. I'm talking while they're live, getting what they're supposed to be providing insider reports for y'all. I'm talking about what I'm getting from my sources that's there, or that's connected, or that, whatever. So that's the type of value you support when you drop likes and you share and you comment. That's how you support us, by showing appreciation. Listen. They trying to, I ain't gonna say that. React video. If y'all want to give me some fire emojis. Shout out to my boy George French, man. Been hearing some good things about 31 on the field too, getting some opportunities with some of the backups and stuff. Shout out to him. But look at this D-line group. I'm looking at Jeremiah Beeman, right? He's back. Next to him, London Simmons, Terrence Green, another name, better get to know him. Devin Tompkins, another name, better get to know it. Right? And behind those four, you kind of just mix them in and you don't see much of a drop off. Maybe you don't see the same explosiveness, but you just think of what they bring to the game. Like right behind that four, I look at what I get from Edric Hill, 6'3", 305. Aside Fager, 6'2", 305, right? All these 300 guys. Batua Henry, 6'4". They got him as a D lineman, and I know he's 290, 285 right now. He is not 270. And a fifth-year guy there, I didn't know he was a fifth-year guy. That's huge for us on the D line. 14, I don't know. Go back and watch when Kelby Collins last year was injured. I want to say that wasn't the Missouri game. Was it the Missouri game? Might have been South Carolina. 14 played some great reps. Edric Hill, like I said, Aside Fager. Kedrick Jones is a 6-year guy. Just came from North Carolina. Mississippi State, I'm sorry. He transferred to us from Mississippi State. Does 22 show up this year? To me, he's bigger than LT, but he's way more explosive, more nimble, very bendy, flexible. And where does he fit? To me, I don't think he's an interior guy. Even though he's interior size, I think he's a solid bandit asset. I think he's going to give us LT Overton-like production with limited reps because that rotation is deep. Terrence Green, we already talked about him. If y'all see 95 on film, Leslie Black is not one of those things where he's just a depth piece. 95 is going to be a rotational piece that can be a big body that if given the opportunity, he's going to show up. And another veteran piece understands where his role is. Very, very good at prepping the O-line. Steve Bolis, who I'm excited about on the D-line. And, of course, my freshmen, Mari Johnson, Malik Franklin, Nolan Wilson. Those guys, I can't wait to see what they're going to do. And then, of course, Caleb Smith, 91. I haven't talked much about him. I've been watching him real closely. One, because I watched him play in high school. And I question why he left to go to Washington. I always wonder why he didn't come and play. I felt like coming out of high school, he was an SEC talent. I even think he's one of the bigger Wolf assets, bandit. I think he's a true bandit, but I think he's going to be our big Wolf, kind of like what you want from Ja Latham. But he's 6'5", 6'6", 280, 285. Gives you kind of like a Devin Tompkins build with a slimmer frame or more lean frame. Caleb Smith, to me, is going to be a dark horse to watch for 91. Watch for 91 to get a lot of bandit reps and sometimes end up coming off the edge. You know, when you get 4-down lineman, a true 4-man front. I see y'all with the fire emojis too, man. Y'all want that Coach Smook React Live. We'll set it up. I got to tell this story before the season kickoff so y'all know what we got going. Feisty Skull, appreciate you for tapping in and dropping the 20 roses over there at TikTok. Appreciate y'all for tapping in, dropping the roses. Big homie dropping 20 roses. I see the Hartneys over there. I see y'all showing up. Carlos, I like when you can get pressure with the D-line, makes the whole defense better, 100%. A lot of times you don't understand why defenses really get to mess up Alabama's offense. And if you look at it, the games where Ty Simpson looked shaky was when they got early defensive line pressure. Now, a lot of times, I'm going to give it to you, man. Coach Cap and whatever he would do coaching the O-line, initially starting off, it felt like we were never on the right page, right? The games where we started fast, usually because the pass game was on point, and that was very far and few. But second quarter, third quarter, it would be times where the O-line was doing their job and your quarterback just wasn't delivering. So I do think that the abilities are there, especially you went out and got all the talent on the O-line. I think we're going to be better. My boy Carlos Wood said, Mess is a starter. You must don't watch the show, man. Come subscribe to the YouTube channel so you can stay up to date. Thought I'd show some love. Appreciate that, Feisty. Much love, man. Much love. Appreciate that. Continue to tap the screen over there. Listen, we about to get out of here, man. Close this show out. Final thoughts on today's practice. I think everything is trending right in the direction. I know y'all want to hear a thought on the quarterback race, right? I'm gonna leave it like this. I'm gonna put it like this, chat. And when I say this, I don't want y'all to continue to think I'm just like I love those goofy little troll pages on Twitter, man. They make it so easy to promote our product. They get on there and they want me to give them inside scoop and stuff. You can't even show up under your real face, Slender Rick 8. Like who are you? You comment on all my posts and swear up and down that you don't support none of my content. You swear you don't watch none of my stuff. But you be on all my, like, every one of my tweets. I tweeted somebody wishing the mothers happy Mother's Day. He said I'm a fake insider for wishing the mothers happy Mother's Day. Like, what in the world? And then what's funny is I called you out a couple months ago about you being a follower and then acting like you don't rock with my stuff. I screenshot and showed that you was following me and not vice versa. And then you get mad about that and unfollow me, but you still comment on my stuff months later. Like me, listen, for everybody that claims that I'm a fake insider, right? What does it matter to you? If I'm a fake insider, whatever I report shouldn't affect you, right? Because I'm fake. Why even pay attention to it? The people that want to pay attention to it gonna pay attention to it. You know what? I haven't done this before, but I feel like I need to start telling y'all to speak on what y'all hear. You know what? For the rest of fall camp, if we can get the 4.5, bump that. This is what I do. I make this promise to Alabama Nation. I'll make this promise to Alabama Nation right now on stream. Stop the music, Jordan. I'm gonna make this promise right now. And this is for haters and supporters. This is for supporters and haters alike. If y'all want to test my insider scoop, my sources and everything to the T, no hidden agenda, no hiding nothing else. And I'm not doing this to my members. See, because my members, y'all already got special perks coming. I can't announce it yet. We secured some things. So for everybody that's been a member up through this month of August, anybody else that continues to join a member, you can fall in line for this stuff that's coming, for the perks that's coming. But if we can get to 5K subscribers, so that means all the haters that be lurking, because our numbers go crazy. We be having a whole bunch of views posed live from new viewers that aren't subscribed to the channel, right? We get likes from viewers that aren't subscribed to the channel. And then I go back and see, you got people that accidentally liking the stream and forgetting that they're not supposed to be liking my stream because of who they watch on the daily, right? And we already confirmed that we got other outlets getting our stuff from people that watch our show. So stop doing that. Come around, subscribe. If we get 5K before kickoff, September 5th, if we get 5K on the channel before September 5th, I won't do any more members only Smook Scoop lives. Everything will be public. That way, whatever I put out, you got university members that's members on my channel. They could call me out publicly. You got players that watch the channel, family members. You can call me out right there, because that's how we move. My stuff is so authentic that I bump the business model, right? Because at the end of the day, it is a business. Bump the business model. Try me. Subscribe. Do the free thing and subscribe. Help us reach a simple goal, something that won't hurt you or your pockets. Subscribe. And then test the fake insider out. See if he legit. See if he legit. Y'all call me out on Twitter. Y'all sit out there. Y'all sit on Twitter and hide behind fake profile stuff. And I'm here on camera. This is real. Look. Like, this is real. My beard thin, all of that. That's real. I don't get to sit behind a troll page and burner page and say some of the stuff I say and people see. I'm on the internet. If I was so fake, why ain't nobody came and called your boy out yet with some real stuff? They jump in the comments on Twitter and say it, but they listen. We on it. 5K by kickoff. If we got that 5K, I'll get the scoop. You'll get the scoop, and you don't have to be a hater. On message board, screenshot of my chat with pictures of me in it talking about it. Listen, I Jordan said this guy is media. If y'all didn't know, I am not media. I am not credentialed media. Y'all just remember that. Coach Smook is not credentialed media. Stop telling people I lost credentials. I never lost credentials. I never had them. I got denied for Coach Smook Network to be credentials, and I worked under a credential network at Bama Football on YouTube, but I've never had credentials. How you gonna lose something you never had, right? I applied. And I don't want to be credentialed. Because guess what? You can't have friends with you credential media. Right? Your friends it got to be secret who your friends are. I love all the network relationships we made. They the reason why we know what we know. Right? So I enjoy this, man. I enjoy being this part of the coverage for y'all. Appreciate the 52 likes on stream, man. We appreciate y'all hitting another goal, man. Let's go. Give it up. We awake in here? You okay, Jordan? You okay back there? Mary J, y'all good? I thought I was helping y'all out by going a little bit earlier tonight. But without further ado, man, we're gonna go ahead and get up out of here. I appreciate y'all for tapping in, giving us the time tonight, tapping in with us, sharing your thoughts on the phone lines, in the comments, sharing the stream, liking the stream. I appreciate y'all for pulling up and just showing mad love, man. For you two real form coach, you know I love that. If that's the case, that's what I want to continue to be, man. If that's the case, if I'm too authentic, if what I do is too raw, if I'm too close to the program, then give me credentials. If not, just leave me alone and let me be a fan and support my boys, to support my fan base by providing quality, insightful coverage based off what I heard, like the rest of them doing. Why what I'm hearing got to get so much more attention than what the rest of them are and putting out on their platform. But anyways, I digress. When you're chosen, you're going to get the attention you're supposed to get. Arthur, appreciate the 10 jewels, man. My guy, roll tide to you. Give it up for my guy, Arthur. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all for tapping in as always. I'm your boy, Coach Smook, your favorite sports media personality and fake Alabama football insider. The most fit fake Alabama football insider you're going to find on any platform across the internet. Without further ado, man, I'll catch y'all on the next one. See y'all in the morning for a quick check-in, pre-practice live. We're going to talk about some things and what we're looking for in the storyline going into Wednesday practice, which is the day before scrimmage number 2 in fall camp. So y'all make sure y'all locked in, make sure your notifications on so you don't miss any more live coverage. And remember, man, when you see me in the streets, holler at me and say, put me in the game, Coach Smook. I'll catch you on the next one. Roll Tide. Y'all be blessed.
It's in my bones, crimson in my veins, talking Bama in the microphone. Look me up on YouTube, true cut straight from the stone. Ain't no selling dairy tales, I'm exposing what they want. Alabama football, yeah, I live it, yeah, I beat it from the streets to the bleachers, every angle, yeah, I see your film study, so militant, I ain't guessing a thing. Break it down, every snap is like a coach in the team. Authenticity above all, that's where I stand. If you ain't a real fan, you'll fail with the fan. They tried to box me in, and I keep the dough off the frame. Turn the pressure into power, put my stamp on the game. Put me in the game, coach, in the game. Put me in the game, Coach Smook, that's what they saying. Put me in the game, coach, in the game. Put me in the game, coach, that's what they saying.
Players and the staff are pulling up right now for today's scrimmage. Coach David Ballou in the front. Y'all can see everybody pulling up, man. And boys over there, look at Deontay.
Hey, y'all, I'm walking out of Walmart. What's your name, bro? Man, my name Michael McKinney, man. I'm a true Alabama fan, and this man does a good job on his podcast. What's up, bro? Reviewing Alabama football. Keep doing what you're doing, man.
Appreciate that, bro. Roll Tide, man.